Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal Peace Love Music here with another morning update from DeOrganized on what's going on in the stacks and broader Bitcoin ecosystem. And really cool day. A lot of stuff going on in the space. I do want to mention, never hurt anybody to change their socks. So, make sure you get some nice fresh socks on, start your day. The stacks calendar, we're looking at Tuesday. Today is the 10th of September. You have the Stacks DeFi show at 10 a.m. That's a space on, I think it's hosted by Stu and Dave. I'm not exactly sure who's behind that one today. Stacks DeFi show is at 10 spaces. You got Gary Reiger, Zero to Clarity. If you're interested in beginning level for coding, and you're interested in learning Clarity code so you can build cool stuff on Stacks ecosystem, Gary is teaching people how to learn Clarity coding from scratch. So you don't have to know anything about it. You just have to be interested in it and willing to learn. And that's at noon today. It is it's on a Google Meet. It's every week, every Tuesday at noon. And there is a DM group on Twitter. So if you're interested in seeing that, you can, if you're interested in seeing that or participating in that, you can actually DM me or Gary, and we'll get you into the group and get you started on that. We also have with Good Kitty and Nieta Art on Stacks show. That's at 2 p.m. today. It's from 2 to 4. Also want to make sure you guys know the Welsh 100-day giveaway, partnering with Stackstone. Those guys are on at 1:30. Usually beforehand, you got O'Milly doing a pre-show. Fun times. Always want to check O'Milly out. And then Stu and Bit doing their thing at 1:30. 2 o'clock to 4, you got Good Kitty and Nieta and Art on Stacks. And that's the calendar for today. I did want to shout out, get your Taco-vation awards. Make sure that you're giving your awards. Check out Stacks link. Every day there's a new post. Amazing art by Nieta. And really fun project. It gives you an opportunity to just throw some love towards someone in the community that inspires you. So pay attention to that and get into the Stacks link and give someone a taco award. Also, my good friend Off My Lawn from Zest Protocol mentioned yesterday, they have in their Discord, very, very zesty Discord channel, they have their show or their some kind of meeting at 11 a.m. in their Discord channel, a live event. This is the second episode. Really great community over there. Go check them out. I think they're going to have somebody from Stacking DAO. I'm not sure if it's Gnome or who this other guy that they were talking about, but someone from Stacking DAO is going to be there, I believe. So check that out. And yes, I do actually use some orange zest to keep my hair soft and fluffy. Off My Lawn was asking about it. It's starting to get a little thin there, but that's just part of being old. But I do use some orange zest to keep it fluffy. I want to shout out Velar and ZeroAuthority DAO for the work they're doing with Stacks Africa. Really interested in seeing how that goes. Really cool project where they're going to create some opportunities to help expand, onboard new users, help develop skills, and help generate some economic activity where it's needed in a win-win-win relationship. So shout out to Velar and ZeroAuthority DAO and Freddie over at Stacks Africa for putting stuff like that together. Really cool stuff. Also want to shout out Skullcoin. If you aren't following Skullcoin, you should follow Skullcoin on Twitter, X, and make sure that you're paying attention. Set up the reminders so that when they announce they have this ongoing game with pre-launch for their Skullcoin game, which is going to be awesome. But right now they're doing this like interactive piece, kind of showing people how the game mechanism works, and it's interactive with where you could win some loot on if you participate and win. So check them out. And we have an awesome guest this morning. Again, great friend of the show, my good friend Giga Pepe. He's known as Giga Pepe. He runs the Giga Pepe Spaceship Club. He has a ton of art and NFT projects, a bunch of OG mints on Gamma that you can collect. His Giga Pepe V2 is currently minting. He's also working on something with Charisma, where he's got his memo bot Guardians of the Galaxy minting right now, and that's doing really well. And then some really cool stuff on Charisma out of the game, and just a tremendous guy in the space. He's with the Rue Project. He's helping with the Stacks Invaders, and he's involved in a bunch of other things. Tremendous guy. I'm going to bring him up. My good friend Giga Pepe, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Peace. Good morning, Stacks family. Doing good. Feeling it this week. It's been very busy.
Yeah, it's just I only probably touched on half of the projects you're even working on it, if half of them, right?
Yeah. So there's been some DMs going on, and I'm really excited for the D Grant Spaces or the podcast on Thursday. Yeah, it's been an awesome journey. With memo bots on Charisma, I've got some things behind the scenes with Moist Sock going on. And even Carlson Doc, the Doc is working on his own collection right now, and I've been kind of helping look at some of the traits and stuff, and kind of help guiding him on his collection. So it's been awesome. It's been really fun to see everybody getting their stuff out there.
Yeah, man. I forgot Doc. Doc is also doing. I didn't even know you were working on that one. Or maybe I did. I don't like. I saw him announce it the other day, and it's just that's the thing. It's so hard to keep up with everything going on. I just shouted out a million projects,
right?
And these are all guys I know, and projects I'm familiar with. It's not like I'm not just throwing out names. These are all projects I'm following. No one's we're not paid placement or anything like that. I'm just letting people know what's going on in the space, but I can't even cover it in a update like this. I can't get all. I'm going to talk about a bunch more stuff tomorrow that wasn't talked about today, and it's just crazy. But I love what you're doing, man. With the so for people who don't know, explain to us what the MemoBot project is.
So there was a use case Rosar was finding on created an NFT collection for it, and that's MemoBots. MemoBots, Guardians of the Gigaverse. Essentially, what you do is you can stake your meme coins on Charisma and earn energy, and then you can go on quests to earn yield. Before MemoBots, you would do these quests, and then it would just spend all of your energy. Now we have a way to store your access energy. Some of the quests, they do spend all of your energy, but a good majority of them, there would be leftover energy that was just not being utilized. Now we can have a way to store those, and that's with the MemoBot. So it makes the platform more efficient, and it's just got some fun art. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and it's reaching the halfway mark. So it's getting there. It's almost minted halfway through. So go get your MemoBots. Yeah.
Yeah. So the MemoBots actually store the energy. So if I'm minting, I can mint, my Leo token, or I can mint. There's actually a bunch of them that have just. I think Early Crows just got launched. Just got on there yesterday. You can actually mint your Moist Sock on there, right?
Yeah.
And you earn. So that's on Charisma. You can
So
mint.
you can
Your
stake your moist sock. I know that Rue just got listed today. It was going through the voting process.
nice,
So now you
nice.
can go stake your Rue there. I'm gonna go and put the Rue liquidity, because what you can also do is you can put the liquidity pair. So I'm gonna make a page for the STX pair for Rue and give
Oh, you can
people the
do a
option.
liquidity pair on charisma as well.
Yep, absolutely. I know, I think that not token has one. So I thought, I was like, why not triple rewards? If you stake your Rue on Beller right now, you're earning Beller tokens as well. If you put it in the farm. So if you take those LPs and stick them in Charisma, you could be earning some Rue and some energy at the same time. So that's something that I'm working on right now. I'm cooking up some art for the page.
So just make sure I got this because I want to know because I hold real and I hold actually most of those tokens. I hold not. I have some of my roost staked on Velar. So I'm sorry. First you pool it, right? You put it in a liquidity pair with some stacks, and you get liquidity tokens, and you can farm those for yield on Velar.
Yeah, you can farm those on Velar, or you could take that liquidity token and you could make a page for it on Charisma, which is it's like, I love it because you get different options. If you want to earn some more tokens, you can stake it on Velar and get some Velar tokens by farming that token, or you can go on Charisma and you can start earning energy for providing your liquidity token into the staking page there. So I'm working on the art for the page right now. And what it does with the staking on Charisma is it accumulates energy over time. And then you can go take that energy and go to the rewards page and find where the quests are, and then go on different quests. Say you want to convert that energy into some charisma tokens, you can do that. Um, or you could go and mint one of the MemoBots NFTs for free if you have 500k energy stored up. So that's another thing that I liked about
I can
having my NFT collection on Charisma, was that you could essentially mint for free if you have some of your meme points staked there.
Yeah, and actually I might have accumulated enough energy to potentially mint one for free now. I have a few. I've minted a couple already. I love the project. I think it's a super cool art. I've seen some of them. They're all cool, right? They're all fun and they all have your unique flavor of art, which I like. I enjoy. Um, but some of them are like a little extra special sauce too. And
Yeah,
made me a little jealous seeing those pop up, and I'm like, like I love my memo bots, but man, some of those other ones were fire laser eyes, and the one that was all like red, and there was like some I don't remember what the names were off the top of my head, but they just looked fire.
yeah. I made one that was like a I named it Memotron, and then I got another
No,
one that threw out like it's got references to like Adventure Time. So that's like a really it's an awesome cartoon that I draw some inspiration from the artwork from. So it's gave a shout out to it, and
very cool.
yeah,
I'm
it's
familiar. I sold a house. I sold a house a few years back, and it was like third cousin relatives of mine that had been occupying it. And it was actually my cousin and her partner, and they were artists. They were like cartoon artists and stuff. And they actually created one room that was the entire room was a mural of Adventure Time. I might have a picture of it that I can share with you. If you love that show, uh, it was an amazing. The whole room had a mural all around it of Adventure Time. We
that's
sold it.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the things is like I definitely look for different places to draw inspiration from, whether it be like just like Googling it, or I might like catch an episode with my nephew. It's one of those things, man. And I appreciate the artwork. I aspire to do like, so they have this show called like Flapjack that they essentially get other artists to come and animate the episodes for. So it's got like different styles, and you can see the different um, styles uh, carried on episode to episode. You know, every episode's different. So essentially, that's something that I'd like to do with the GPSE is like bring other artists on and see if I could get some other people to animate some of the comic strip episodes. You know, so.
Wow, very cool idea. Yeah, man. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, all good things in all good time, right? You just can't.
That's
There's
right.
not enough hours in the day to do everything right now. It's amazing, and it's amazing the amount of productivity we can individuals are capable of right now. Like at no time in history were we able to produce and so rapidly and so much so rapidly. And I think that there's going to be some kind of we're still at a very early stage in all of this new tech. Um, but I think that there's going to be like really great things to come out of it that are going to benefit all of humanity, just in the ability to make sure that everyone retains their the value that they create, and that's really a huge factor in the imbalances in our world right now, is that there's a lot of extraction of value from what people create, and I artists lead the way in almost any social paradigm shifts. And there are a ton of artists starting to it, like yourself and a number of others, Reese and Vesa. I don't know if you're familiar with Vesa, Art by Vesa, but he's big in the space. We're talking with him, and just the what you guys are all creating and bringing to the ecosystem. There's tons of artists across on Ethereum, on Solana. A lot of them are starting to come to Bitcoin and the L2s where it's functional to do some of the similar things, but you're still on Bitcoin like Stacks. It's a very encouraging time because, like I said, the artists lead the way. I'm so happy to have fallen into this community with such cool people, such as yourself. You're really one of the first guys in the Stacks ecosystem I got to really know, and I'm very proud of what you've achieved in such a short time, and very excited to see where it's going. And I didn't mention Thursday, the organized space on. You mentioned it, but Thursday we have the organized space. You're coming on. We're gonna have, I think, Rosar. He's committed, but sometimes he gets wrapped up and it's hard to get. And he's just in stuff. He might be coming by to chat with us a little bit more. We got Mr. Wolf from Spaghetti Punks coming out, and unless he has some issues with the hurricane coming, Jack's online to come on and talk about Rue and Stacks Invaders and other stuff too. So really cool show. Can't wait for that too. But yeah, man, I'm just proud of you. I'm proud of what you're doing. I think you're a great dude. I think you produce a lot of cool stuff in the space. And that's why I gave you 2 tacos over the weekend.
Yeah, man, I saw that. Thanks for the tacos. Thanks for being there too, because you touched on like me and you like talking whenever you first got into the ecosystem. I have a similar story. You were one of the first people that I got to know in this ecosystem too. So and you were very encouraging. Got me to come out of my shell because you could not get me on a podcast or spaces whenever I first got into this space, and you kind of helped me crack through that shell. So I'm really thankful and really proud to be part of this ecosystem and to be contributing to the culture. And seeing all these new artists come into the ecosystem is very exciting. It really is. I can't wait to see all the new collaborations and what comes from all of that. Shout out to Charisma, gamifying DeFi. Shout out to Stacks, the Rubrews bringing DMT to Stacks. There's just so much innovation, and this is the place that you really want to be creating content right now. It's amazing getting to see what everybody's working on. You know, from the syndicate working on AI on stacks and creating like a duplicate of yourself. You know, it's just amazing. It's a really wild journey to see how far the space has come in such a short amount of time. It really is.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. And yeah, the AI stuff that they're doing. I mean, I know you've been they're making one of I think they're making a digital GPSC too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be. I think that it would help me out a lot. Like to say, for instance, you could take that AI and train it on how I post on Twitter, like how my content looks on Twitter, and then have it do some work for me. You know, so I can focus on the art more or less, and yeah, just put my head down and grind and have that AI like make some posts for me. I'm really curious to see what that looks like. You could even have a replica of yourself. You have one, and it'll speak in spaces for you. You know, I thought that was interesting to see that it actually tried to replicate your voice. You know, and it did sound like you. It needs a little tweaking, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's close enough. It's close enough where I probably need to give my family a code word
Mhm.
to know if it's me or not. You know, and that's actually things that I hadn't thought about. But Mike Jagdeo from the Syndicate, who's working on the Cindy AI, so you want to attract funding is his current Twitter handle, and you should all be following him and paying attention to what he's doing. Um, yeah, it's he suggested that I should probably do that, and he's the one that's building that out. We had some conversations, and they are working. It's still early, right? It's still in an idea phase, but there's ways to make this look like what it can do. One of my suggestions, or one of my questions about it, and Rocky and the Block, and
Mhm.
um, Paul Frederick, and with his AO scribe, like there's a huge, like all those syndicate guys, there's a bunch of components there. But what they're building, what I suggested, right? So one use case is, and again, I have one that's copying my voice and how I speak. So I want it to be able to just answer my phone for me and handle. It's a telemarketer, get them off the phone. It's a client, find out what they need, and then schedule a call for, or schedule an appointment for me to come look at their house or whatever. Figure it out. If it's somebody that actually needs to schedule an appointment to look at a house, they can actually go log into my MLS, and the AI, the the potential applications. So that's what I'm right now. Our productivity level is amazing with the tools we have, but it's such an infancy of where we're going to be in 5 years, 10 years with this technology that's just burgeoning. It's insane. Like if we do it right and we make sure that everyone, that access is broad and people are able to um, retain the value they create. That's a tricky problem to solve amongst the current state of affairs. But I think that there's some there's some good people in our space working on this stuff. So I'm very,
Yeah,
very encouraged. Very, very
you
encouraged
may
for the future, man.
you made me think a little bit there with that, you know, like how much are people going to be utilizing AI to help them in their day-to-day lives and with what jobs they have now, you know, they'll have more time to do what they want to do with this AI. So yeah, the use cases is it's out of this world crazy. It really makes me think, and it makes me want to get safe and make a passcode with my family too.
Yeah, because you're out there, you're talking in the spaces, you're on podcasts. They can capture your voice, they can capture your physical essence too. Now, and I'm not trying to freak out. I think that I'm aware of those risks as well when I put myself out here. Um, I'm fully doxxed. People know my name, my address. My address is available for someone that really wants to try to find it because it's I've been marketing myself for a long time, as a as a business owner. So my information's out there, and I just go for a long time. I've just gone with the general idea that the universe is more or less benevolent, because here I am, part of it. It created me. It's where I am. So I have to trust that whatever I'm here for, it's behind me, and not be afraid of being out in the open, because the people that we're here with are also good.
Yeah.
Or we have to believe that they can be, if we want to experience a world that way, right? So we have to act as if that must be so. But I don't recommend it to everybody. There are risks. There are risks. You have to be comfortable with the potentiality of, you don't want to maybe push too hard and irritate the wrong people,
Yeah.
or problems for the wrong people. You want to
There's
be.
always you wanna trek with just a little bit of safety whenever, like in regards to like AI, and then having your information where you're fully doxxed now, so people can get it. So it's just one of those things. You have to tread carefully. No matter how benevolent we want this world to be or believe it to be. So it's just one of those things. I think it's really interesting. Though a lot of good people are interested in using AI for good things, there are bad people that will want to use it for the other use cases that aren't going to be um, so good. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Less than benevolent.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Less. It's crazy to see that Stacks is one of the places that we have AI, we have Cindy, with the syndicate, what Blockface is working on. It's crazy that we already have that in our space, and I haven't heard a lot of the news of different chains having some AI like Cindy. So I'm curious to see like where that goes. Like, is it going to go to different Bitcoin L2s, and how it scales, So I'm really,
So just real quick, because I know one of the communities I'm in is the Exo Heroes NFT. They're an Ordinals project, and one of the founders is Salim Ishmael, who is a very well known person. He's he's got his EXO organizations, or exponential organizations project with Peter Diamandis. They're very involved in the AI community, tech overall, big crypto guys. And it might have been on an episode of Tom Bellio's show, which I can't remember the name of it, but he's got a huge show on YouTube, and he interviews tons of high level people, and they were on there. I think that's where they were talking about AI. So the biggest problem with adoption of AI, real AI, like artificial general intelligence, is auditability. So the AI needs to be auditable. What it's thinking, what it's doing, needs to be there needs to be a record, and it needs to be auditable. So the blockchain actually is that mechanism to track and audit what the AI is doing, what it's thinking, if it's hallucinating, because that's actually something it does. It hallucinates things. It thinks it gets things wrong. If you've even just played around with the large language models, that it does get things wrong. So the blockchain is going to actually provide the solution for mass AI adoption, or at least for businesses to have a little bit more security as to being able to track what it's doing and know that it's actually acting like it's supposed to be.
yeah. Well, it's a public ledger. It was built that way for a reason. That makes sense now. That AI and blockchain just kind of go hand to hand. And I guess that's a good point. That's a really good point that you made there. Something that needs it, a way to track it and have it publicly traceable. Yeah, man, that's a scary thought. A hallucinating AI. So yeah, it's
Right. Well, if
very
it's on an immutable blockchain and it's regulated through that, then it can be shut down.
right.
It can be turned off. But it's got to be a public blockchain that's accessible to everybody, or it's
Kind of
or
like Stacks, right?
very much like Stacks or even on Bitcoin. Honestly, I don't know. That's the big brains are going to have to figure out how it's getting on there.
Yeah.
But that it can be used for that is a really interesting thing, man. We've actually had this might actually be. I think I had a few more with Staxy last week, but this is one of the largest viewerships we've had on a morning show so far. I'm way over 100 viewers right now.
Congrats, dude.
So, man, well, they must be here to see you, right? They must be here to see you.
I don't know, man. I don't miss my morning update with DeOrganized anymore. It's become incorporated with my morning routine, man. So, the people want the alpha. Here's a little bit of alpha too. I'm doing a giveaway for a Stacks Invaders too. It's on my pinned message on my X page. You can find it at GPSC_STX. You can go check that out too. There's a little bit of alpha there. But yeah, man, seeing that viewer count grow over time, man, that's a good feeling, ain't it? It's one of those things that
Oh man, it's so good. Well, because when I first started this, and it's only been like just 2 months maybe, and when I first started this, I didn't know if anyone was going to tune in or be interested in watching at all. I didn't know what the demand was going to be, and it's been tremendous. The support from the community really is what made this all possible. They're tuning in to see me because I've established relationships with all of these people. I'm talking about projects that I understand and know and appreciate, and I'm bringing in honest. I'm trying to be honest and authentic in everything I do, right? So I'm bringing an honest and authentic perspective, which is, I think, why we resonate with each other too. You're an authentic dude. You represent authentically. Same thing with why Jack fits in. I fit in well with Jack and that community because there's an authenticity there. We're honest. We're not trying to trick anybody into anything. We're just honest about it.
But I trying to talk about some cool stuff, right? And then get the news to the people that want to hear it.
That's exactly right. Hold on, I want to actually. I just want to share this real quick because this is your giveaway, right? So what are you're giving away?
So I've got a Stacks Invader.
A one of one, or just a regular?
No,
great.
just a Stacks Invader. But these things, you got to think. People had to battle for these. You could only mint one. This is the first DMT mint on Stacks. And you could only mint one every block. So people were having gas wars trying to mint these guys. So you're not going to see a lot of people getting rid of these things, man. But Jack was very generous, and he said, man, it didn't feel right if he had a one of one and Ian had a one of one. So he actually won 2 of the 101s, and he sent me Piccolo. So I thought that was really nice. So I thought I'd give back. I actually made that my console PFP. So it's awesome, man, getting to see these one of ones on chain, and then seeing what some of these backgrounds for these Stacks Invaders are coming out like. It's working very well. And there's also a couple other artists getting on these backgrounds too, so it's getting very interesting. You're going to see a couple different awesome artists working on different traits for this collection, different upgrades. So stay tuned for that. It's right around the corner.
Awesome, man. Giga Pepe, my brother. I'm so happy to have you. Always welcome on my show. I'd like to make this a regular thing as often as I know you're a busy man, so we'll make sure that it's easy for you when you can. But love having you on here. Why don't you give the people a final word for the day?
Yeah, man. Keep the frequency high. Keep love in the room. keep, if you're building something, keep your head down, keep building. Um, yeah, man, we want to see what you got. Just come. Don't be scared to share. You know, that's the thing. Just keep the frequency as high as you can, and the community will accept you. For who you are. I'm really thankful to be here.
Yeah, man, that's great words to live by. Keep the frequency high, stay positive, keep working on it. Don't be afraid to participate. Don't be afraid to jump into the conversation. Um, we need more people coming into these conversations. We need more perspectives represented. And not everyone has all the answers. Don't assume just because somebody's up on stage that they know everything or know more than you, and you might have something to contribute to the conversation. So definitely jump in, participate, and just keep grinding. This is a great time to be in the space. I know. I do need to say, actually, I should have said this. None of this is financial advice. We did talk about some financial aspects and tools in the space, and this is all just educational. We're not giving any advice. Don't ever risk money you can't afford to lose in any investment. That's first and foremost. Um, these are all speculative assets right now, and I'm saying yes, the market's down, a little up today, which is great, but people are scared. There's a little bit of nervousness in the market. That's the time to be building. Put your head down. Don't listen to the noise, and just keep grinding and keep finding awesome people. There are good people in this space, like Giga Pepe, like Jack, like myself. I am a good person. I'm a good actor in this space too. I can shout myself out because it's true. Um, keep grinding. Approach the people that you see doing good things and show them appreciation and get involved and support them. And that's all we got today, man. Thank you, Giga Pepe, for coming on. I'll talk to you again I'll probably see you on Wednesday at our space. Don't forget the space on Wednesday at noon, and then cool podcast on Thursday. And show love to everybody. You guys all have a great day. Thanks, Giga Pepe.